we have discussed about RAGs, we have discussed about large language models and image models, etc. But how about you have your existing systems in your enterprise or your own company? You have APIs that are built that are talking, systems that are talking to each other on APIs. Say something that is built on open source orchestration software like Kubernetes. You have all things built readily, and then how do you probably bring in these generative AI capabilities into your existing system and leverage it? So you could also use LLMs, while they might not have the long context, but you in the similar sort of RAG environment or like RAG application area, or naturally as well, you could make LLM do function calling. You could make LLM register some specific tools. These functions are called tools, and then you could probably call various APIs and retrieve information, and again generate a response. Say for example, if you want to find out the weather in a specific area like Palo Alto, and then you could just ask, hey, how is the weather gonna be today at 5 p.m. In Palo Alto? And then it would create it will do a function calling with the location to the Palo Alto, or like just input the Palo Alto as a parameter to that function, and then it would simply call the API that you have registered to that LLM, and then it generates and synthesizes a response and gives you a very nicer response like a Google Home or something. Earlier, this capability is limited to certain players in this industry, like say a Google or an Amazon, who have done a lot of work, who have synthesized a lot of data. Now today, because LLMs are large math balls, it has all the internet's information first of all in a huge math ball, and then it readily available for you to extract information from it. Now we are adding additional capabilities like hands, which are like legs, for it to walk or access information, and scale it further to do more of this. So function calling is one interesting area, and there are many interesting function calling models. Of course, like the OpenAI and many other models also have function calling capabilities. You could also execute specific code to do different workflows, but also you have many other fine tunes on Llama, fine tunes on Mistral using function calling. One another example that I could give is like Fire Function, which is also an open source fine tune from Fireworks. There are many function calling models from NOS Research, which is like Hermes 2 Pro, also a great function calling model. So there are many models which does this function calling work, and that is one area. So interestingly, if you could fuse in your multi-model nature, like the a specific vision, and then if you could probably say you took a photo of this specific area and you ask like what is the weather like in this area, and then if it could pick up a location and then gives you an answer. So that sort of an example is possible, and you could build it today with all the tools, open source tools that are already available, and making use of function calling. It's one another area of interesting area to look at for developers to learn and do some skill building.